guys, welcome back to Keels. I am now here to react to my Premier League Match Week 1 official predictions now, and it's going to be an interesting one. It is going to be a real interesting one. I mean, it's been a really interesting first week back in the Premier League, of course. I mean, very interesting, to be honest with you. I mean, some real interesting results, some really interesting results. That's all to say, to be honest with you. That's all to say. Hello, Adam the Goat. But yeah, that's all to say. There's been some really interesting results overall throughout this match week 1. So we're of course all gonna be reacting to what I did predict in my match week 1 predictions videos, which I did upload on Thursday. No, I didn't upload it. I streamed on Thursday. So, yeah, we're going to react to them. Hopefully, there's some decent ones here, but we'll have to see. But before I do get into it, I've got a scoring system of it. So, if I, of course, get the score prediction of the game right, I get 3 points. And then if I get the right team right who won the game, I get 1 point. And if I just get it all wrong, then it's 0 points. And then just at the end of the season, we will see the total of my score. So that'd be exciting, of course. Adam McGoat said he got his Arsenal prediction right. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Well, let's see what I did. Because I don't actually really remember what I did, to be honest with you. I don't really remember. Let's have a look. Let's take a look. But yeah, guys, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Right, if I can find it. Nah, I filmed. Let's see, where are they? Oh, here they are. Right, I found them. Right. Okay. The first game that was on Friday, I predicted a 3-1 win to Arsenal. This one was an interesting one. I was actually fairly close with this one. To be honest with you. I predicted 3-1 to Arsenal. It was 2-0 to Arsenal. Overall, what are my thoughts on the game? Pretty even game in my opinion. It was actually a pretty even game, which in my opinion could have gone either way. I mean, it could have easily been a draw. Palace could have easily got a draw out of that game. I feel like they were kind of robbed by the referee not giving them like 1 or 2 penalties, because Arsenal did handball it like twice, I think, in the box. So Palace could have had like 2 penalties, and then I think like Palace could have easily scored. If they didn't score their own goal, they could have easily came back, to be honest with you, in my opinion. But I think as soon as they scored that late own goal, like in the 75th minute, their heads literally just dropped off, and they just knew, yeah, we're not winning this game. So, yeah, you got to feel a little bit for Palace in that one. I mean, the own goal, they could have got something out of it, but, there were some positive signs in that, for Palace as well as Arsenal. Arsenal looked extremely good in that game. So fair play to Arsenal. They looked very good, in my opinion. Arsenal looked very good, especially in the first half. Well, first 20 minutes, Arsenal looked extremely good. I mean, they had... I mean, up front, I thought Zinchenko, well, he's not a striker, but, Zinchenko, of course, the left back, who was really... He was fantastic in my opinion, Zinchenko, just helping the strikers out a lot. He did get an assist in that game as well. So Zinchenko played extremely well for Arsenal, to be honest with you. And he lived up to the hype in that game. So a massive fair play to Zinchenko. Definitely lived up to the hype and played really well. Jesus kind of flopped in that game, but it does mean he is going to be a general flop though. Jesus wasn't exactly that good. As I said, Jesus wasn't exactly great. Saliba, in my opinion, led the Arsenal defence really well. So fair play to Saliba. Fair play to Saliba. He did really well. He did really well in that game, Saliba. But yes, I predicted 3-1 to Arsenal. So, I mean, it could have been a draw, but, Palace could have scored in that game. But, I predicted 3-1 to Arsenal, so I get 1 point of that. I get 1 point because I predicted the right team, but I didn't predict the right result, so I've got 1 point of that. Next up was Fulham versus Liverpool. I predicted 3-0 to Liverpool. It was 2-2. I'm happy with this result, though. I'm happy with this result. As a United fan, I'm happy with this result because, Liverpool didn't win. They didn't win. But, I thought Fulham played really well. I mean, I think, in my opinion, a draw's a pretty fair result. Overall, a draw's a pretty fair result. I mean, Fulham definitely deserved something out of the game. I thought Liverpool went into the second half looking a lot stronger than they did in the first. To be honest with you, I mean, Fulham could have scored a few more as well, but Mitrovic was on fire in that game. But yeah, I thought newly promoted Fulham would struggle, but no, not really. Not really. They didn't really struggle. So fair play to Fulham. Put up a great game against Liverpool. To be completely honest with you, they put up a fantastic game, deserved the point. So yeah, a big fair play to Fulham, Mitrovic, Marco Silva, for getting the tactics right in that game. So big fair play to him. Got the tactics right and everything. So fair play in that one. But yeah, big win for not a big win, but big result for Fulham. Big result for Fulham. I mean, they're probably going to take that on as a win anyway because that result for them is absolutely fantastic. To be honest with you, the result is absolutely amazing. To be honest with you, so overall, big credit, big credit to Fulham on that game, and Mitrovic really good up front. To be honest with you as well, but I get 0 points off of that one because I completely messed that one up. I thought Liverpool would absolutely run through for them. They didn't. But yeah, fair play to Fulham. Really good result for them. But yeah, I get 0 points off of that prediction. 0 points off of that prediction. That's pretty poor. That is pretty poor, to be honest with you. But yeah, poor performance by Liverpool. Very poor performance by Liverpool. Okay, so 0 points off that. Oh no, what's next? Bournemouth versus Aston Villa. I predicted 2-0 to Aston Villa. But it was actually 2-0 to Bournemouth. So I got that one. I got it mixed up a little bit. Like I came into this like I thought Bournemouth were literally just going to finish last. Literally stand no chance against Villa. I thought Villa have strengthened really well coming into this season, looking really good, but no, Bournemouth shut them down in this game, and Bournemouth absolutely dominated them, to be honest with you. Dominant performance by Bournemouth, and I thought, Bournemouth 100% deserved to win that. Villa did not deserve anything out of that game. They did not deserve anything. So, a massive well done to Bournemouth. I mean, they look really good. They look really good. It's a really good result for them. To be honest with you, it's a really good result for Bournemouth. They look really good. To be honest with you, I watched the highlights and match of the day. There was literally no highlight whatsoever for Aston Villa. No highlight for Aston Villa whatsoever. But yeah, the Bournemouth goal scorers, Lamar and Moore, they scored one early goal, one late goal. So yeah, Villa's heads clearly dropped after Bournemouth scored the goal in the second minute. Villa's head just dropped straight away. To be honest with you, so yeah, I'm sure Gerrard won't be happy with that one. Gerrard will not be happy with that performance at all from Aston Villa. To be fair, he will not be happy. But big fair play to Scott Parker and Bournemouth, got it all right, and a brilliant performance from the team. They had the fans really behind them in that game as well. So all I can say, fair play to Bournemouth. Brilliant result that they got against Aston Villa. Brilliant result. And you never know, could be some more good results to come for them. We'll have to see. But yeah, big fair play to Bournemouth. So yeah, guys, get your thoughts in the chat as well. Subscribe if you're new, drop a like as well. But guys, get your thoughts on all the results in the chat. Like, what result are you most shocked about from this week? Next, we have got... Oh, wait, but did I get... Yeah. Oh, wait, yeah, so I get another 0 points off the Bournemouth Aston Villa one because I predicted 2-0 to Aston Villa, but it was actually 2-0 to Bournemouth, so another 0 points off of that prediction. That's poorly predictions so far. The next game, I predicted it was Leeds versus Wolves. I predicted I predicted Wolves to win 1-0. It was actually 2-1 to Leeds. Yes. Leeds actually came back in this game, I believe. Yeah, they did. Daniel Pondent scoring it quite early on in the 6th minute, and then Rodrigo, and then there was own goal in the 74th minute for Leeds. Yeah, it was. Leeds are going to be gutted. Leeds are going to be gutted with that. But it's a fairly even game. It was a fairly even game, in my opinion. Yeah, stats wise, fairly even. Saw a little bit on match of the day, fairly even. So yeah, it was. It could have gone either way. That game, it could have gone either way. I mean, it could have been a draw if it wasn't for that own goal, though. But is what it is. They're not exactly going to be too happy with that one, though, Wolves. But I thought these were just. I knew it'd be a close game. I knew this would be a close game. I predicted 1-0 to Wolves. No, it's going to be close, but it was 2-1 to Leeds. That's another prediction wrong, and it's not a very good prediction, though, is it? It's not a very good prediction that I predicted in this one. Predicted 1-0 to Wolves. 1-0 to Wolves, but it was 2-1 to Leeds. So another 0 points for me on that one. These are not going well at all. These are not going well. Okay. But yeah, fair play to Leeds on that one. Another 0 points, that prediction. Oh no. Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest was the next game. For some reason, I predicted 2-1 to Nottingham Forest. I don't know what I was thinking in this one. I do not know what I was thinking in this one. I mean, it's clear, like, I thought like the hype of Nottingham coming up into the Prem would do something. I thought Jesse Lingard would have a masterclass performance, but no, it was a dominant performance by Newcastle. Absolutely dominant by Newcastle in this game, to be honest with you. Newcastle deserved the win by far. Yeah, all the stats are to them. Nottingham should be extremely disappointed with that, and it's not good for Nottingham Forest. You move up to the Premier League and you perform like how you did. It's not good enough. Yes, I know Newcastle are a great side at the moment and have strengthened up, quite a bit. Not as much as I expected though. But I know it was only 2-0, but Newcastle had over 20 shots in that game. Could have easily been more. So it was not a good day in the office for Nottingham. Yeah, no, it might have been an off day, or it just shows like Newcastle have extremely improved. But I think Nottingham still need to be doing better than what they did. They still need to be doing better than what they did. So very disappointing performance from Nottingham Forest. Very disappointing from them, to be completely honest with you. Disappointing performance from Nottingham Forest. And again, that's another prediction wrong. So it's another prediction wrong. So it's another 0 points in that one. I mean, how poor is this? How awfully poor are my predictions? Oh, God. Can't believe that's what I predicted. I cannot believe I predicted Forest to beat Newcastle after they got absolutely played off the park. Okay, next game. Spurs versus Southampton. I predicted 4-0. I was so close to getting 3 points. I predicted 4-0 to Tottenham. It was actually 4-1. If Tottenham just didn't concede a bit early on, then I would have got this prediction spot on. I knew Tottenham would absolutely destroy them. I knew Tottenham were going to have a great game in this. So, it could have been more for Tottenham as well. It could have easily been more for Tottenham, but they're going to be. I mean, Tottenham are going to be absolutely delighted with that result. Southampton, you're kind of washed up in the bin at the moment. Southampton, no recruitment. So I believe Southampton are really going to struggle this season. To be honest with you, and it just showed. It showed in that game that they're going to struggle this season, Southampton. But I think Tottenham showed like the levels they're at now. Kuleveski's on another level to what he was last season. It looks like from his performance. Son very good. Tottenham, just all the players living up to the standards. Very good. Tottenham were very good in this game. So big respect to Tottenham. Playing Southampton off the park, absolutely dominant on stats wise. I mean, fair play to Tottenham. They deserve to win that game, 100%. But yeah, I get 1 point because bloody Tottenham conceded early on. But yeah, Tottenham did win the game 4-1, but I predicted 4-0, so I get 1 point. God, so close to 3 points on that one. 3 point. So yeah, 1 point on that one. Just missed out on the 3 points for me, but 3 points for Tottenham though. Anyway, the next game, I predict it was Everton versus Chelsea. I predicted 2-1 to Chelsea. And it was actually 1-0 to Chelsea, so I get 1 point there. But I should have seen this one coming. I really should have seen this one coming. I should have seen it coming from a mile away. Both of these two teams have no squad depth up front whatsoever. I should have seen it coming. And it was from a penalty as well, from Jorginho. No depth up front. Everton look awful up front. Awful, to be honest with you. They've got Gordon and the most injury-prone player in the Premier League, Calvert-Lewin. Chelsea have got no one up front, so both teams really need to work on signing strikers in the remaining of this summer transfer window. I mean, they're both working on their defense. Simple as. They're both working on their defense. I mean, Chelsea brought in Koulibaly and Cucurella now for their defense. Everton have just signed Connor Cody on loan from Wolves. So they're both strengthening up on their defense. But overall, it's they're extremely out of depth though. Both of them up front, they're extremely out of depth. So there's worrying signs in that respect. In that perspective, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think Chelsea do need to improve up front if they really do want to challenge. I think they really do need to bring in a striker. Just whoever it is, I believe they need to bring in a proven striker though. I mean, they've got rid of Lukaku on loan. They've got rid of Werner now, even though look they're not great, but I think they're better than nothing though, aren't they? They're better than nothing. But it is what it is. We're going to see what happens with Chelsea. But I doubt they're going to go the whole transfer window without signing a striker. I'm pretty confident Chelsea will sign a striker. I'm pretty sure they will. Surely they will. Football Fan 148 says if this notification thing's move out of my way, I can read it right. There you go. Football Fan 148 says perfect start for Chelsea, and I have confidence in Chelsea to win against Spurs next week. Well, in my opinion, it's going to be a really interesting game. I mean, yeah, you're right to have confidence, but in my opinion, it's a really interesting game. I think Chelsea, in my opinion, are going to struggle without strikers. They're going to struggle without strikers, in my opinion, because I mean they only scored a penalty against Everton, but they're going to struggle without their strikers. To be honest with you, it's something that they really do need to work on. But I have a feeling they're going to lose to Tottenham because they don't have the depth up front, and Tottenham are looking so strong at the moment. So, I mean, I know it's only one game, but still, I've known this for a long time. I've said it in a lot of my transfer videos. Chelsea need to strengthen up front urgently if they want to improve. To be honest with you, and they do want a 100% chance to get top four. I mean, that's why loads of people aren't actually giving them top four. I did predict Chelsea to finish third. That's if they do get a striker, though, because they've definitely got a great defense. They've definitely got a great midfield. 100%, they've got a great defense and great midfield. But a striker is it's probably the most key position, and they haven't got that just yet. But I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will by the end of the transfer window. We will have to see. But yeah, that game just showed how they both need to get more depth up front, Everton and Chelsea. But yeah, again, I predicted 2-1 to Chelsea. It was actually 1-0, so I get a 1 point off of that. Yeah, I get 1 point off of that in my predictions. That's annoying. Again, but yeah, Chelsea did win it though. I mean, they did deserve to win it. Don't take that away from Chelsea. They did deserve to win, 100%. Okay, Leicester versus Bradford. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Leicester versus Brentford. This one was a pretty interesting one. I mean, I was watching United. I didn't actually get to see this one, but it seemed like a pretty decent game. I predicted 2-1 to Leicester. I was so close with this one as well. I predicted 2-1 to Leicester. It was actually 2-2. And Brentford scored late, and they had made a comeback as well. So Brendan Rodgers won't be happy with how Leicester, of course, let them come back. But, you can't say that, like, Brentford didn't deserve to come back because when you come back from 2-0 down, like, you definitely deserve it, because it just shows you definitely did deserve it, because it simply shows the resilience that you've got in your team. So, yeah, but overall, pretty decent. But no, not pretty decent. Not a great result for either team. Not a great result for either team, to be honest with you. I think there needs to just, I don't know. I just think that there needs to kind of be improvements in Leicester. They need to make their signings. I mean, Brentford. I think that's definitely a better result for them than it is for Leicester. 100%, it's a better result for them than for Leicester. But yeah, overall, really good comeback for Brentford. But yeah, Leicester will be gutted to let it slip like that, though. They'll be gutted to let that slip out their hand like the way it did. To be honest with you, Leicester will be gutted with that, to be honest. But it's what it is. I get 0 points off that one in my predictions, though. So yeah, not going well for me this week at all in the predictions. Oh, jeez. We need to talk about this next. The next one, it was Manchester. So it was Manchester United versus Brighton. I predicted 4-0 to Manchester United. It was actually 2-1 to Brighton. I predicted Manchester United to beat Brighton 4-0. I mean, honestly, I did. I know that I said 4-0 because I believe that we'd start the season strong. That's why I said 4-0. But I did say, like, I won't be surprised if Brighton win. I know it's weird to say like, yeah, I'm calling it's going to be 4-0, and I won't be surprised if Brighton win, though. But the reason why I said 4-0 is because we do start well. But I did say I wouldn't be, if we, I did say I wouldn't be surprised if we don't start well, though. I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, I said in the watch along. But yeah, overall, just a really disappointing performance from United. I mean, just all tactics went out the window in that game. Clearly not listening to Ten Hag's instructions. It's just clear the players. It's the players. It's the players at this point. It clearly is the players who are the problem at this point. We've gone through so many managers. It just shows how awful the attitude is in the squad. It just simply shows how awful the attitude in the squad is. I mean, McTominay and Fred need to go. Thought Dallo was awful. Thought Maguire was awful. To be honest with you, there needs to be improvements. I don't know why Ronaldo didn't start. Rashford was awful as well. Don't know why Ronaldo didn't start, because he's better than Rashford anyway. So don't get why. Not fully fit Ronaldo. Not fully fit Ronaldo is way better than Rashford. Don't know what the problem with Rashford is at the moment. No, not good enough. Not good enough, and I think we should sell Marcus Rashford. Yeah, and it's just an absolute joke, really, at United. It's just an absolute joke. I mean, then we go on, and then the news comes out hours after the game. Oh, right, Manchester United have just bidded for Marco Arnautovic, and it's just been rejected. Why are we even going for that deal? I do not know why we're going for that deal, but I'll probably go into more depth about that one at probably like lunchtime tomorrow, like 1:30 tomorrow. I'll probably go live and talk about this whole Manchester United situation in the transfer window and stuff. So make sure you guys tune into that. But yeah, it's an absolute mess transfer window wise. I mean, the manager's not being backed enough at United. It's an absolute shambles at the moment with Manchester United. It's an absolute joke, and I'm not happy with what's happening with the team. I'm not. Just all tactics going out the window, and Brighton deserve to beat us. So fair play to them, because they actually did deserve to win. And you need to give them the credit, but awful performance by United. I get another prediction wrong badly. So yeah, 0 points again on that prediction. Okay, next game, in the final game of match week 1, it was West Ham versus Manchester City. I predicted 3-1 to Manchester City. It actually ended 2-0 to Manchester City. So I get 1 point off of that one. Overall, Erling Haaland masterclass. Erling Haaland having an absolutely fantastic game for Chelsea, Man City. Erling Haaland playing really well for Man City. Yeah, I mean, scoring a penalty, then scoring a pretty good goal as well. Erling Haaland, so fair play. Erling Haaland showing his strength in the Premier League already. So fair play to Erling Haaland. He seems to be playing really well. He seems. Yeah, I mean, he had a brilliant game. He had an absolutely fantastic game against West Ham yesterday. So fair play fair play, because City did what they needed to do, and they got a big win. They got a dominant win in dominant fashion. It could have been more against West Ham as well. City could have scored more as well. It just shows how just way ahead they are of everyone. It just shows how way ahead they are of everyone. I think they're way ahead of Liverpool as well. To be honest with you. Not even joking. I'm not even joking. I did say in my Prem predictions, I do see Manchester City finishing like 10, 15 points above Liverpool. I just think they're just way ahead of everyone. It was a great performance from everyone in that Manchester City team. I think they're just way ahead of everyone. And as a United fan, it pains me to say it, but it's reality and it's true, to be honest with you. So, yeah, and I can't lie. It really does pain me to say Manchester City are way ahead of everyone, but they are, though. They are. It's simple. It is simple. I don't think anyone's really going to be catching up with them at the moment. They've made the right signings. I mean, they haven't really needed to make too much signings either, but they're still making the signings. But it just frustrates me because at United, we're a club who's needed to make more signings than literally all the sides out of the big six, and we literally done nothing. So, yeah, it's an absolute joke what's happening at Man United. It's an absolute joke what's happening at this club. It's not good enough, to be honest with you. I mean, honestly, it's the players who just don't care. The players just don't care, and these owners don't have a clue how to run a club. They don't have a clue how to run a club. So I'm absolutely gutted with how it's going at Manchester United at the moment. But yeah, it's another 1 point in the City game. But yeah, I'm going to go into more depth about United tomorrow. To be honest with you, I'm going to make a whole video about it, to be honest with you, about what's happening with United and stuff. Yeah, so that way you can hear it all then. So make sure you tune in to my 1:30 show tomorrow, because that's going to be really interesting, no matter what. To be honest with you, then all the opposition fans can get involved as well, see what they think. But yeah, guys, get your final comments in the chat. I'm going to quickly add up my score. Probably won't take long. Yeah, it hasn't taken me long. I got 4 points out of a possible 30. 4 points out of the possible 30 in my predictions. Absolutely embarrassing, my predictions. I'm going to redeem myself. In the next one, though. Probably be on Thursday. Yeah, probably be on Thursday, my next predictions video. So, yeah, tune into that one. I'm actually gonna make. I'm not gonna go bold this time. I'm not gonna go bold with my predictions anymore. I'm literally just gonna talk a load of sense now in my next prediction video, because I need to redeem myself and I need points in my predictions. I need points in my prediction wise. So, yeah, I need to improve. I need to improve on my predictions, just like United need to improve and get these bloody signings. Just frustrating me, but I'm not going to bang on too much about it until tomorrow, though, when I make my stream about it. So make sure you guys, of course, tune in, because it will be an interesting one, 100%. Oh, God. Okay. Right, so we'll go through all my predictions and the actual scores. So my prediction for Crystal Palace Arsenal, my prediction was 2-0 to Arsenal. It was actually 3-1 to Arsenal. Fulham versus Liverpool, I predicted 2-2. No, sorry, I predicted 3-0 to Liverpool. It was actually 2-2. Bournemouth versus Villa, I predicted 2-0 to Villa. It was actually 2-0 to Bournemouth. Newcastle versus Forest, I predicted 2-1 to Forest. It was actually 2-0 to Newcastle. Spurs versus Southampton, I predicted 4-0 to Spurs. It was actually 4-1 to Spurs. So close with that one. Everton versus Chelsea, I predicted 1-0 to Chelsea. It was actually 2-1. No, sorry, I predicted 2-1. No, Everton versus Chelsea, I predicted 2-1 to Chelsea. It's actually 1-0 to Chelsea. Leicester versus Brentford, I predicted 2-1 to Leicester. It's actually 2-2. Manchester United versus Brighton, I predicted 4-0 to Man United. It's actually 2-1 to Brighton. West Ham versus Man City, I predicted 3-1 to Man City. It was actually 2-0 to Man City. Oh, geez. Right, I need to redeem myself with my predictions this week. Going into week 2. Simple. That's what I need to do. I need to redeem myself prediction-wise. That's what I bloody need to work on. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I need to work on my predictions. I really do need to work on my predictions so much coming into this week. It's going to be an interesting one, though. It's going to be good. But yeah, guys, get your final comments in before I do end the stream. Yeah, get your final comments in just about just about any football news or anything that you quickly want to talk about just before I end the stream, get your final comments in. But yeah, I mean, prediction-wise, I did not do too great at all. I did not do good at all. So yeah, I need to improve on my predictions. I really do. But like overall, who had the best week out of all the teams? Who had the best week out of all the teams? I'm gonna say the team who probably had the best week out of everybody was probably, I'm going to say Bournemouth. I'm going to say Bournemouth, to be honest with you, who had the best week out of everyone. Surprised me a lot. Surprised me with their performance. Surprised me with their result. Bournemouth really surprised me. You can make an argument for Man City, but I'm going to say Bournemouth were the team of the week because they surprised me a lot and they actually dominated Aston Villa. So fair play to Bournemouth. Fair play to Bournemouth. I mean, who they got next anyway? Who Bournemouth actually got next? I'm probably going to check it all up later on, but yeah. Make sure to tune into my half one show tomorrow. Should be interesting. I'm going to have a little bit of a rant about United and the whole transfer window and stuff. Jesus Christ, it's going to be painful, but I'll see you all there. Anyway, thanks you all for watching this video of Kiels. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, Kiels. Speak to you all soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace out.